Nangnya pherangke decision, nangnya pherangke apa itu? Pindah ke ASDC arta nikah kom kira nak tiap ting loh, itu yang bukan apa. Masih ASDC foundation day loh, election code of conduct dengan enforcement nanti sikit. Selain kado ya kok, negatif mass gathering, dan sobat ke Ilongwet Center di langsung nak kita kok along sini Dipo major place Hamrena son Dongmuka son Dengang son Dipu atau itu Bokayan Kajiroma son Penang major place along Dojin langsung hak si pilih press tip nangge hak masih data press nutup ini prohibited. A brief genesis of statehood movement in Northeast India vis-a-vis autonomous state movement in Kangni and Dima Hasao. Published on the occasion of 38th Foundation Day of the Autonomous State Movement Committee on 17 May 2024. Though the 6-0 was implemented in 1952 for the administration of the hill tribals in Northeast India, a feeling of discontentment over the quantum of autonomy surfaced before SRBS in 1954. When a meeting of all autonomous councils under the 6th rule was convened by B.M. Roy, the CEM of Khasi and Jantia Autonomous Council, to demand separate state and amendment of the 6th rule. The imposition of Assamese language by the Assam government in 1960 as the official language on 22nd April hastened the demand for statehood by the tribals. When all leaders of the hill tribals met at Tura in Garo Hills on 28 April 1960 to oppose the imposition of Assamese language, initially snowballed itself into statehood movement and decided to form All Assam Hill Leaders Conference (AAHLC), which was later renamed as All Party Hill Leaders Conference (APSLC). Unlike the present APSLC, where no political party is represented, the APSLC that was formed in 1960 was represented by the Congress, Eastern India Tribal Union, Meghalaya, Garo Union, within bracket Garo Hills, Miyo Union, within bracket Mizoram, Tribal Union, Dima Hasao, and hence the name All Party Hill Leaders Conference, APSLC. It is pertinent to mention that Nagas under the Naga National Council, NNC, did not join the APSLC-led statehood movement, smelling a rat in the politics since the beginning, and went their own way, and finally they achieved statehood in 1963 on December. After some time, the Mijos left the APSLC movement in 1963, following their assessment that it would be betrayed, went their own way, got Union Territory in 1972, and finally separate state in 1987. Meanwhile, Karbi and Dimasas continue to remain good boys of the APSLC and the Congress till the end, and that is why they have to pay heavy price for that. Taken into confidence by the APSLC leadership since the beginning of the movement, and as such, their representative had represented as a member of the delegation to the talks with central government only once. That was in the first talk with central government in 1960, and after that, no representative from Karbi Anglong and Dimasa were represented in all the talks, be it with central or state government. Therefore, nobody from Karbi Anglong and Dimasa knew nothing what actually transpired in the talks among APSLC and government. With great expectation, a huge contingent of Karbi APSLC leaders attended APSLC conference in 1969 at Tura in Garo Hills, thinking that they would also be getting statehood. But when the General Secretary gave his secretarial reports, it was known that Khasi, Janji and Garo would be given autonomous state, and Karbi and Dimasa were left in the north. The Karbi leaders led by Barelong Perang and Bapuram Singha, the President and Secretary of Daden, Karbi Anglong District APSLC unit, protested against this move of the APSLC leaders and came back to Karbi Anglong feeling dejected and demoralized. Meanwhile, the bill for autonomous state was introduced in Parliament on 10 December 1968 and passed on 24 December 1969. And autonomous state of Meghalaya was inaugurated on 2nd April 1970. But we missed the bus during the time because of the treacherous attitude of APSLC and Congress leaders. The mistake that was done in 1969 could have been corrected in 1972 during the reorganization of Northeast India, but that was also not done. Meanwhile, a joint meeting of Karbi Anglong and Dima Hasao Congress was also held at Hafron, opposing autonomous state to Dima Hasao and Karbi Anglong with a promise to give more power to the autonomous council, which were never fulfilled. Meanwhile, democratic rights of the people were trampled upon as the election was not held to the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council for a period of 11 years from 1962 onwards. It is also important to mention that by then the APSLC of Karbi Anglong district unit was not only dissolved but its leaders had also dispersed. While some of the erstwhile APSLC leaders went to form Karbi Nationalist Organization KNO and Nikir Hill's Progressive Party demanding merger with Nagaland, which did not get mass support, the movement met its natural death. Several years later, Bapran Singhal, the former secretary of APSLC Karbi Anglong district unit, joined the BJP, while Daniel Teron, the former president of APSLC Karbi Anglong district unit, became a minister in the Assam government. It is in this background that Autonomous State Demand Committee, ASDC, was born on 17 May 1986 to spearhead another spell of mass democratic movement together with the KSN KNC. Had not the APSLC and Congress betrayed us in 1969, there would have been no necessity for the ASDC to be formed, or for that matter, even Kaskom or Jakas for us in the initial period. For us in the initial period, KNC and other federal organizations as a democratic, mass democratic, peaceful and genuine movement. And in 1995, we were successful in compelling both central and state government to sign an MOU with 30 additional subject of lead department, including law and order, up to the level of DC and SP, and also including land alienation, which went a long way in strengthening the functioning of Sixth Schedule. Since it was only a stopgap arrangement and not a final solution, the movement continued till today, and it will continue till autonomous states achieve, come what may. On this historic occasion, we, the Central Committee of the Autonomous State Demand Committee, ASDC, gave a clarion call to the people of the 3 hill districts of Assam to join the autonomous state movement with new vigor and not to be swayed away by the tantalizing appeal of national parties or reactionary elements like the APSLC. Signed by Daniel Teron, ex-chairman of KACC, Publicity in charge ASDC, and signed to ex-CM of KACC, in charge Finance Secretary ASDC. Lahendo, lake tindakan ke nikan kongkera nerkat ASDC akan kipling ASDC birthday lo pinapke. Si langsung question hosi, ini tu merat antuni grillo. Sa musmena make, masjid long tiga make. Ini tu mula cisong dan bom nang lah, cerang masjid tu dunang lah. Lapen acap cip nanya, tiap alam lewat kami. Si rada kami itu ini press conference kami tu mat slogan kacuni grillo. Tu, okay. Karbi Anglong lapen West Karbi Anglong Dima Hasao kami were part and parcel of the APSLC-led movement that began in 1960. So when autonomous state was about to be created, we were betrayed by the APSLC in Congress. The Nagas knew about the treacherous attitude of the APSLC leaders, so they did not join the APSLC-led movement since the beginning. The Mijus joined. We were together. But sometime in 1963, they smelled it, so they left the APSLC movement. They went the other way, so they got unity in 1972, and then separated in 1987. We were made to pay heavy price, Karbi and Dima, just because we were good boys of APSLC and Congress. Now, soalan, nasi APSLC tu, Congress tu, autonomous state na betray dia dah dah APSLC al leader tu banta yang tu ke tujoy lo MC lapen yang tu ke kapre ka kam lemrong dak yang ase ye Bapram Sinha, যেতিয়া APSLC Kangni District Union Secretary হয় তেখেতে BJP জয়েন কৰিছিল BJP পৰা ইলেকশন কন্টেস্ট কৰিছিল আৰু বাৰালং তেৰাং কা কংগ্ৰেছ জয়েন দিলে লাসি মিনিষ্টাৰ সেক্ৰেটাৰী থলো লাসি ডিপু স্টেডিয়াম লংটা নেশনাল ফ্ল্যাগ ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্স ডে আপনি হোস্ট করতে মানে লাতটা ডিমোরালাইজ করতে আতে বাং না বিট্রেড no APSLC leaders lasi PC claim ma claim na pola na klan lape 1980 alompen labaso foreigner movement asu duma foreigner movement sa ini tu kali happen di masa tu citu dulu sudah when the accord was finally signed between asu and central government nothing was recorded about the Caribbean rivers hana to ko cira dundo citu dundo muniti dundo proses dundo kangkir hujira dundo piketing claim na claim dundo tharna dundo halang sudah la asu atum central government pe accord sign hoga ke Caribbean di masa Dhaka autonomous state putha abang ke lamti sia ui abang already APSLC tu congress on betrayed abang so aku PC claim na adihusi tinangan educated youths conscious mucho kamata par siksi tak cinggung Karbi unemployed youth association tu Karbi tribal organization tu KSA Karbi student association tu mereka tu progressive minded tu nationalist minded individual tu cinggung 17 Mei ni ASDC amham si hot cisong lo 1995 bang ke jadi tu Assam Sarkar akan Central Sarkar akan pressure kisi MOU anke sign apa nama saya MOU along party department akibi na kidun suro law and order ta DC SP level ta nang ko pul budget benenge kasela baca ko benang ko pulo planning of power ta nang ko pulo land alienation aku thakka nang ko pulo lapel labang so bena job six to strengthening not APSLC to people itu six to object six to pantaya kan sih claim latung kan kan bena APSLC pe BJP pe congress to mela claim level to alam ke thana thai bone sita APSLC tum jonghele chipinda sita latung six to kapang tangia pan claim pinna neli tum 1995 court anchotla lapel labang so MOU ke ciwan 1995 ke lapel Central Sarkar tu, State Sarkar menangkan hon menangkan, upaya be cisong dulu, rapor pak cisong dulu, yes KNC menjam mana, lasi korban, sign on, tapi kalau bahasa period even di masa student union DSC, tapi not National Student Federation di masa kita were part and parcel of the movement, tapi they were also signatories to the accord, tapi non lebih cisong anda. KPL dia tu punon, UPDS tu punon, Basong Trok tu punon, MOS tu apa nanda Central, lapen State Sarkar tu nangkang hon nangkang jinsu kan, kacisong ben lok sikelo, kacisong ben sila hayat non implement mana tu, mereka pegalam implement mana, atau mana ekor mana, even ASDC ekor apa, maka implement amei mana, implement lo prode, kata pinangan sikelo jago mana, hei, election ni nak kampen bilong koko. Long leg ci punya yang join cukup lain dari nasional alam. Jo lasong tu, lasi nang itu mat true ben, nang ipong dari itu rat company itu. Ni itu ASDC atau kecisong inton kan. Cisong mana? Lapan ni itu ASDC logo. KSA lapan KNC itu lapan mereka song. Lasi election rank senda high sih, ni itu cisong ni. Lapan bina babang ke ASDC foundation delo. Bukan tan neli pulo, penangan major places along neli tu, ASDC foundation day, orang bilang sekali aku sahaja ni, talon fik, di pulau tu, hambai along tu, Dianggau along tu, lapan along mereka kapet, kajiroma saat ini tu dulu, lapan bopayang dari Dianggau kan itu, long nili tu dulu jadi, sampai penangan major places along neli tu, masalah semua kami rata kan tu dunia tu kan, neli tu minta, cross tadi ni kita ni lo, pas karya dia kuasa dulu. anak di parti yang proses ini itu malah rata kemana itu bisa ini foundation dia loh kan dulu lapen ke non kita giami kecil semua program tangkir hai ilmu kecil jeng hai dharna hal hai loh kami nang kecil kecil turun dia tuh kami central committee kan rap cuni parti nah lo ini press conference only ASDC foundation day dan arta tangkir mingkat tongkeran kep kepleng bilang nah